All right, so can we start with the
David,
review?
yeah, the backlog
No,
grooming, right?
sorry, refinement. Yep.
Yeah. So before that, just a quick question, David. Do we have any update regarding the release or the approvals? David?
Sorry. Yeah, I lost you from about release approvals. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
We are planning to release by June 6th, right?
Well, we should be prepared for that. I haven't received any confirmation that Ashish's veto has been lifted. However, even if we do not release it in the App Store, we are going to release it via TestFairy. So nothing has changed for us. So we need to deliver the functionality anyway.
Okay, fine.
Okay. All right. So, yep.
Just one more update. Sorry, David. I hope you have already received an email notification from Divya Mani about the accessibility audit. So
Yep.
she shared the final report, I guess. So we will take a look and then we will reply back to that notification.
Yeah, but let's not do any additional. I don't want any of the devs to work on that this week because we need to focus on delivering the functionality by next Tuesday. So let's focus on this. Do not let's not take up any additional things to cover. Okay.
Sure, David. Yeah, fine.
Okay, I'm gonna close the door. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. All right. So let me share my screen now.
Okay.
Okay, somebody's coming. Just give me a sec. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. All right, so the first thing, as you can see, I assign priorities and we should follow them. So let's start with this one. I renamed this one into Spike because this one is related to the pet bug that was supposed to be resolved, right? Because this is what Camille declared. So currently the bug just needs to be investigated by reproducing the steps for 4 days at least twice a day. Because this one, this bug, when it appeared, tapped call to action row, scan a valid QR code, tap next, tap create an account, provide valid data, tap create an account, observe the issue, the progress circle will go round and round endlessly. If you kill the app and try to sign in with the credentials, the user is not found. Same happens for creating an account by simply going to the My Profile tab. And this issue happened inconsistently, right? So even if it's a question of PEP, and if it is related to the PEP bug, we need to test it a few days in a row, at least twice a day. I will do that. Well, if somebody has this one assigned, should also do that just to test it and see if it appears or not. Okay?
Sure.
So this is, well, I hope that no dev work is needed here except for the testing, right? So I think that, well, this can be done either by one of the devs or by Valipen or Bala, well, whatever, right? So, but we just need to investigate it, okay? That's why I changed it into Spike. Okay, do you have any questions related to that?
David, I think we can relate 948 with 947, right?
Yes, it should be related, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So in that case, shall we link both the stories in Jira, David?
Well, but the problem is that they can be linked, but we are not sure. So I wouldn't link them if possible. You know, I would leave them as they are and just keep testing both. But okay, so we can do it this way. So I'm gonna add a description to this description. It can be related to PEMOB 947 as the origin of the bug in both cases and the same bug in F. Is that fine with you?
Okay, David. And also, can we add a link hierarchical in Jira, David? Is that fine?
I understand, but okay, so the question is whether this is really a link, because let me see what option is associated with, is blocked by no, is needed by duplicates, no.
Okay. We also have this duplicates option.
I would definitely not say that it's a duplicate, no. So let's say that it's associated with, okay?
Okay, then. Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Team? No. Okay. We can proceed, David.
Okay. Then change the mechanism to check internet access. So as suggested by Manik, we are going to replace the existing mechanism, checking if the user is online and letting backend requests to be made only if he or she is, to letting all requests go and detect if they fail. If they fail because of no internet access, we are going to display an appropriate message in a stack bar. The only exception to that situation is the first time the user opens the app. If they do it when offline, we are going to use the existing listener. Once the work is done, we must check if PEMOB 970 is still present. 970 is this one, the bug. The issue happens in the first installation of the device. It appeared both when browsing the TOC and trying to register, install the app for the first time, browse the TOC for any product, allow the device to go to sleep, wake up the device, try to sign in, observe the issue. This is the bug that I told you that was so inconsistent, but I needed to. I found some consistency in it. So we need to make sure when we resolve this one that we have already discussed, we need to just check if this one is also gone.
So no doubts, no more clarifications, right? Okay, you're fine with that, David.
Great. Okay, then we have PEMOB 800, and this one is related to this bug that was also reported by Valipan or Bala. I don't remember who that was. I have already resolved it, closed it as a duplicate. That in iPhone 10, this X button and this score are overlapping with these elements in iPhone 10. And I spoke to Arek, and we analyzed it very thoroughly. And this can theoretically be resolved on the design pack issue, but this is going to be an extreme overkill to update, and it is going to break lots of things. So the idea is that instead of doing anything in the activities, we're going to manipulate the size of the web view so that it starts lower than the notch that is here, right? So this is what Arek suggested, and I confirmed that in my comment. So it would be better if we resolved it on the React Native side, but due to the fact that in this side we have specific information about device, and we can check that, is it the final iPhone 10 or another device? Okay. So we would move this this web view so that it starts lower. Is that fine?
Okay.
And we discussed it at one of the calls.
Yeah, we can do it, David.
Okay. And the final critical thing that I discovered this morning, which when I tried to reproduce this one, I found another bug. And the bug is that I removed the app from my Google Pixel, I reinstalled it, and I'm automatically signed in as test.
It's an Android. He's talking about the previous. Previous one, but it's not possible when the app is installed. We'll check from our side.
Okay, we'll check.
Yeah, anyways, you are going to test now,
Yeah.
right? We can test and confirm.
Okay.
We will check that bug, David.
Yeah. Okay, then we have this bug. I'm not sure. I don't know, because I remember that during previous planning, Shape was talking about it, but I don't know if he has resolved it or what. This is a reopened bug that upper areas of letters are not visible in text fields. So it looked like that, right? And it still looks like that on my Google Pixel. So this is again this bug. So there shouldn't be any. Well, this has already been resolved, so I don't think there are any problems with understanding what this is all about. Then we have, as a user, I want to see the same stage of the download process in the unit and lesson view, right? And this is Ezel's bug, Ezel's work, but there is still a bug with canceling the download, right? And Ezel is aware of that, because Ezel is on leave today, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's nothing new to him. This was reported by Valipan, as far as I remember. So, well, yeah. When I cancel the download, I need to do it twice or thrice even in order to this to be effective.
Okay.
Okay, then we have 950. If the user signs into their account with full access to a product, all units are collapsed in the TOC for this product. Let me show you. I'm going to upload a screenshot because I made it. Sorry. Okay. I'm uploading a screenshot. It looks like that. I signed into my account. I provided the credentials here, right? I opened courses, opened startup level 1, and can see this one. Well, unit 1 should be expanded by default, and it's not. And this happens only on iOS as I could see. So do you have any questions?
No. Clear? Okay.
Then we have Android TOC for products are collapsed by default, and I cannot reproduce it. So this happened when I reported it. It was the 9th of May last week. I cannot reproduce it. So I don't know. So for the time being, well, this would need to be tested on both sides. But thanks to that, I discovered this being automatically signed in as test. So this might be related, I'd say, because as I cannot install the app and be automatically and be by default not signed in, I cannot reproduce the steps, because it should happen when I install the app on the device, right? And I need to be signed out. I cannot do that because this PEMOB 987 is happening. Okay?
Okay, David.
All right. Yeah. So let me add a note here. The bug cannot be reproduced right now because of the bug, because of PEMOB 987. Okay. Call to action row is flickering all the time, even though the unit is unlocked. And this was actually reported by Valipan, right? And it's very much related to the cloud icons. And as far as I know, Ezel and I believe RAM as well are working on that. Is that correct?
Ram, can you confirm?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just add a link to that.
761.
No, that is for unit icons, not for call to action.
Oh.
Call to action is also flickering.
This is for call to action.
This is not working on that, but I'm confirmed.
Oh.
You're confirmed.
So you're saying it's a different bug?
Yeah.
And you are not currently working on it.
Yeah.
David, looks like it's a different bug, and Raman Ariel is not currently working on it.
But there is.
Yeah, particularly on the call to row action.
Okay, all right. Well, I remember that we discussed it, and Ezel said that, well, once this one is resolved, this one also going to be resolved. So that's why I assumed that they were working on both. But yeah, it's that. So if it needs to be a separate bug, then we have a separate thing here. So no issues with that. As long as we fix it before we release the app.
Can it be fixed, Rama?
Because like this issues there, right?
Which
The
one?
products
950,
collapse.
951.
That one and this one will be related because each time we are checking it. So the flickering happens due to that.
Okay.
We'll be trying to resolve
So
it.
what you're saying is if we fix 950 and
Yes.
951, this might get resolved, or
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
okay, so which
The
means it
flickering
is dependent
happens
on
due to
950 and 951.
Yes.
Okay. David, did you get what Maha said?
So if these two are resolved, this one should get resolved as well, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That would be even better. Okay.
Oh,
We're
now-
gonna have a combo.
Now, can we fix 950 and 951?
Sure, absolutely. That's great. Okay, then we have 946. When we discussed it in before this, before the previous sprint, we discussed when the user is signed out, or maybe not signed in, maybe not signed out, but not signed in, that we have this section where we can access terms of use and privacy policy. But my mistake was that I didn't tell Shake that it should also happen when the user is signed in, right? So we need to add it, okay? So it should display exactly the same way as it does when I'm not signed in. All elements in the view should be put a bit higher to provide space for that. And we can use this one as point of reference.
You need to show Apple log. That's it. What to in this page?
The My Profile page.
From your right. We will remove from your right.
My profile page.
My profile page.
No, after sign in, it's getting hidden. Yes, but David says that no, it's logged out.
Huh?
Logged out. It's just my profile.
He needs to log in.
If you log in,
it won't
it will.
display. It won't display.
That is the story. It should
If I log
display.
in, it should display the same.
Clear?
Clear.
Shake, any questions? Okay, David.
Okay. Yeah, then we have 988. When I go back from a lesson view to a list of units, unit 1 is expanded by default. Okay, sorry, I didn't put steps to reproduce. Okay, steps to reproduce. Go to unit view, select open, expand unit 2, enter lesson view for any of the lessons in unit 2, tab back, see unit 1 is expanded instead of unit 2. Okay. I remember this used to work fine, so there is a bug that happened later.
But after selecting unit
If I
2,
change
After
Clear?
clear.
Okay.
Okay, then we have another one. Create account button should be disabled until all fields contain valid entries. Because right now, create button is available all the time, and I can tap it anytime. But as we have changed this, the validation into, because it was like that, and it was by design. That's why it's an improvement, not a bug. That we did the validation only when the user tapped create account. But as we currently validate each field on the fly, then we can disable create account button and make it available only if all values are correct in the registration form.
Fine. Okay, David.
Okay, and the most controversial thing, I'd say, because there is one controversy that is in this story. So, access code text field should be set to uppercase by default and provide hyphens automatically. And a hyphen should be added after the first 6th character and then after every 4th character. Because when you look at the access code, they first have 6 characters, hyphen, 4 characters, hyphen, 4 characters, hyphen, 4 characters. Okay? That's why, and it is really pain in the neck to put all these hyphens, to switch to uppercase, etc. So I thought that, well, we did the same in another app that I'm a product owner of, and it works fine. However, there is one controversy in that. Namely, should we add the hyphen when we reach the 6th or the 4th character, or when the user adds the 5th character, for example, the 7th character, and then after another 5th? This is a question that we could discuss later, but this is generally it. And I think that such minor details can be discussed when we decide if we are going to cover that in the next sprint, which I doubt. I believe that we have so many other things to cover in the sprint that I don't think it would fit the sprint. But if possible, let's keep it here. So, do you have any questions about this one? I realize that this might be slightly controversial.
Okay, we consider it then.
Okay, so the team has to check on that, David.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I think that's it. I didn't analyze any more because, first of all, this week, this sprint is going to be just 1 week long, so we cannot have any more. Moreover, well, I'm not saying that we're going to cover all these. It would be great if we did, but this is, of course, a question of planning. Another thing is that after the regression, we might encounter, well, in this regression testing, we can encounter another set of bugs. So we still need to have some space for that. Okay?
Right, David. So yeah, if it's going to be a 1 week sprint, and we would dedicate a day, or at least maybe a day for testing, right? So 4 days can be considered for the development. So in that case, let Eril and Gautam also come tomorrow. So we will discuss the backlog issues, David.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also the regression bugs will be ready by tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so because the build has been given now for both Android and iOS. So let's hear it from Bala tomorrow about the issues.
Okay. Now, from Bala, I want to hear no regression bugs.
I think he already has few bugs.
That won't happen.
Bala, how confident you are, Bala?
Actually, I already asked him bugs.
Yeah, how many actually you have right now?
3 to 4.
Oh,
All men of it. I need to check.
Safe answer. Okay.
How many? 84?
David?
3 to 4. Three issues. 3.
Okay.
Or 4. Yeah.
3 or 4.
That's just in iOS, David.
Okay. We yet to start with Android devices.
Yeah. Any of these being critical or major?
Or a kind of blocker? Is that?
No. Few things are major, I guess. 1 or 2, I guess.
That is audio.
Audio and video, it should be a major thing.
Remaining
Things are minor.
Okay. Okay, we'll see. We'll see when you're done. Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow I will give some detailed brief on this.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that's it from my end. I don't think we need to discuss any more issues right now because the rest are going to be covered after this sprint. So I think that we can stop here, unless you have any questions.
Any questions, team? No, David.
Okay. Well, I think that if we manage to fix these things, and if there are, for example, no regression bugs or they're very minor, I think we are very good to go with the release. So let's hope so, because we are entering. Please also remember that we are entering the code freeze period after this sprint, and it should happen next week, which is exactly the 29th of May. So we're not releasing the app then. We still have 1 week for sanity testing and to see if everything is in place. But on this 29th, we would complete this next sprint and then start another one that is going to be 2 weeks long. And another one will need to cover a lot of things as well, because we're going to be preparing for the first products that are going to have activities. So yeah. But let's hope, let's cooperate, let's do our best to deliver a quality app then.
Okay, so we would have to go through beta testing, alpha testing. Alpha is what we do, and beta is some other team will do, right?
We need to give it
For place, if we are loading it in Play Store,
Play Store
and App
only,
Store,
okay.
this procedure will be following.
Otherwise, internal testing is
Test variant,
enough.
test flight is enough.
Okay, fine. Okay, David.
Okay, all right. So thank you very much then, and see you. No, we are not having the daily tomorrow. We're going to have the review at 1 p.m. my time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, David. Bye. Thank you, team.